Hey everyone, my TED Talk that I'm going to be covering was how mRNA will change the world. This was by Melissa Moore. Um, and how I came across this was I was looking in the topics under cancer. I'm a 3-time cancer survivor over the last 6 years. And so this topic is near and dear to me. And when I found it, from the title, you don't know that it's talking about cancer at all. And the whole video or speech, if you will, is not about cancer, but about how mRNA potentially can be an effective method to fight and battle cancer. The talk is about mRNA and uh, how it is being used currently and how it will be used going forward. So mRNA kind of got its big jump start with COVID-19. And that was for those of you that got a vaccine. Moderna is one of the vaccines that was available, and Melissa Moore is works for Moderna. In fact, she is the Chief Scientific Officer, Platform Research at Moderna Therapeutics. And so mRNA is what she has studied for a long time. And in her TED Talk, she just goes into proteins and mRNA and how the body, every living thing has trillions of proteins and mRNA in the body. So what we are being able to do now through the benefit of science and medicine is introduce new mRNA to the body. And in turn, what that does is it tells the body to produce certain chemicals or medicines, if you will, to help it heal itself. And to take that a step further, it can tell it being mRNA, how to attack cancer tumors or cancerous tumors by telling the immune system to attack certain parts of it. So it was really about mRNA, and cancer was just a small portion of it. But I will tell you that in watching this, she was very academic, and that it didn't take long before her communication style went well over my head. However, she was communicating with her audience, and one thing in specific, she put up a slide, a metabolic chart, in which I had never seen one, and it went over my head. But for those in the audience, she referenced, "Hey, most of you out here have seen this, you understand it." And at that point, I knew who she was talking to, and it wasn't necessarily me. But I did go online and do some additional research of my own, and found a specific article that I thought was interesting, and it was in USA Today. The Biden administration this week announced plans to enlist the mRNA technology made famous by COVID-19 vaccines. The idea is to create a platform of mRNA technologies that could turn the immune system against cancer and other diseases. And again, that was in August 24th issue of USA Today this year. And so that gives some credibility to what she's talking about. And credibility to me, there's a couple ways to garner that, and that's with her background, her history, her credentials, if you will. So she works for Moderna as Chief Scientific Officer. She has her PhD from MIT, a very high scholar institution. She's been published in several scientific medicines journals, and is a award winner. So her level of credibility, with me anyways, is very high. And why that's important? That's important to me because in Boxing Plato's Shadow, to me, everything we've read boils down to a couple of simple things. Can you believe what's being communicated? Whether that's in a speech or in a book, or quite honestly, in today's society, digital platforms and social media. Can we believe what we see, read, and hear? And TED Talk is technology. This is something that we're able to get online. Now, I think TED Talk does a good job, and that most everyone is credible and believable. But let me just read you this. In Boxing Plato's Shadow, Chapter 1, page 7, Dews writes, "The disputed issue then is this. Does rhetoric have a legitimate part to play in the discovery of truth, or is rhetoric useful only to help explain truth after it has been discovered?" And again, I just think that goes back to believability, honesty. Can we, as leaders, trust and discern that what we're being communicated to is the right thing, or is it somebody using communication for bad? And that's my assignment. Thank you in advance for those of you that will watch the video and give me honest feedback, regardless of how tough it is.